Hello everyone, this is Dawn, and now we're on to week 4 of our summer retreat. It's hard to believe that we've come a whole month now. Time is so weird. So last week we spent time noticing creation and how things have been purposefully created and the balance that is within nature created by God. So today and this week, we begin to build on that and to reflect on what it might be to live our own lives with that same balance, that same harmony that we noticed last week in creation, but within our own lives instead. I was thinking about being in a musical group like an orchestra. And so when you're in an orchestra, you have to have balance. If one part plays too loud, everything is out of balance. So like if the bass drum was just beating and that overrode all the flutes and the violins, that wouldn't be a lovely sounding piece. You need balance, and so that everybody has their right piece in order to be balanced. So I know, like in my own life, if I think of my own life as an orchestra, sometimes maybe the violas are playing way too loud when I am being consumed by failing or being seen as a failure. When that's my main concern, I am way out of balance within my own life. Or maybe it's the clarinets that are playing way too loud, and that's me being consumed by, oh, I let somebody down, or I think I let somebody down. Both those things are very prominent in my life. And so that's a little bit about what this week is about. And so it's about figuring out what it looks like to live in balance. We're going to do this very gently and not immediately start looking at each part of our life that, oh, maybe this is it or that's that, but being open and aware. And so we're going to do this by looking for inspiration from other people, either people we know or people throughout history. And when those people, we try to look and see what in their life allows them to live freely, to give freely, to what choices have they made, what are their decisions that have built on this. And so I'll give you this nice handout that sort of walks through this, and it has a prayer at the bottom, which might help throughout the week. But begin this work by sitting down with a piece of paper and a pen and thinking about the people who live this type of free life, who inspire you. So start by thinking maybe people in history throughout, maybe a saint or other people in history that you probably didn't know. So you have those stories, and then move on to thinking about maybe people that you've heard a story about that was inspiring. And so, for example, I heard a story about a landlord in New York City that gave free rent to all his tenants for the last few months, or the last month or something. And so it allowed them to, who were out of work, to not worry and things like that. So what about that allows that man to live freely? So granted, nobody is perfect. And so we need to hold that in balance, but also look for the choices in people that allow them to be free people. So after you have those, then move on to thinking about people you know in your own life, or people you have known maybe growing up, who live a life of freedom, or who you can see live freely, who give freely, who love freely. So I started by coming up with a few people, and then I thought, well, wait, there's more. And then the more I thought about it, my list kept growing and growing and growing. And so have a long list. That's great. Knowing that you see this tendency in people. It may not be that they live every moment like this, but on the whole, this is who they are, especially when they are living their lives in balance. They're giving things of themselves and are comfortable. They are growing into the person that God has made them to be. They are living in balance, in harmony. And so make that list, and then throughout the week, allow it to play. The people that you have their pictures in the back of your mind as you're doing your whatever your work might be at the moment, whether it's washing dishes or working on a computer or something along those lines, or taking a walk. Let those images of the people be in the back of your mind, and spend some time just gently thinking about what qualities they have that make them inspirational. What choices have they made that allow them to live this way? And what are their desires? What is it that moves them, that causes them to be who they are? Again, this is not about judging yourself. There will be opportunity as we move this through this retreat, but right now it's more about noticing in other people how they live free. You probably, like I did, will come up with some realizations of where you feel a little bit out of balance. That's good. Just don't focus on them. Don't let this be all about you, but let it be about noticing the way the Lord works and gives freedom to others. And so, have a good time. Have a good week.